So you've been at Penn College since 1977.
77.
So where does your love of education come from?
Oh, that's easy. It comes from my parents. My mom was a first grade teacher for 30 plus years, and we grew up just, playing school and learning about school. And my dad was a welder. He was an iron worker, and but he was very active in our community, so he was on the school board, and we were just committed since we were as long as I can remember. And I love dental hygiene, but I wanted to teach it. So since I can remember, I wanted to be a teacher.
What were some of the most rewarding parts of your career in education?
Without a doubt, it's seeing the transformation of students. When I taught, watching dental hygiene student pick up an instrument the first time and being terrified. And then now one of my students is my dental hygienist. And so when you think about that, it's a transformation. When I think about the students today, the students we just graduated this past weekend, and I hear about the jobs, I went out in the street afterwards and talked to a student, and I said, "You have a job?" And he said, "Absolutely." He said, "Dr. Gilmour, I got one in Michigan offered yesterday, but I'm booked. I have many job offers." And they're going to do incredible things. We know our alums do amazing things. So when you think about that, if I had a tiny little piece of that, my career would be fulfilled.
This college has undergone so many changes and expansions under your leadership. Which ones stick out to you as being the most impactful of the changes?
Oh, that's difficult. The library is certainly a significant piece in our sort of legacy. To have a library like that for our students, to have a library that's not stuffy and not, but a place where students want to go, and so where you can have, AR and VR, and you can have testing, you can have private study space. The old library had 2 study rooms. This has lots of study rooms you can sign up for, meeting spaces, computer labs, things, and it's you can have private study, you can have group study. So it's got a coffee shop. I mean, when I went to college, that was unheard of. You weren't even allowed to have a bottle of water in the library. So the library, I think, but perhaps most importantly is the overall upgrade and continual upgrade of our facilities and equipment for our students. When you look at the welding lab, the electrical facilities, it hurt my soul to see students using equipment that still said community college or technical institute. So now when we have top of the line first-rate equipment for our students, across the years, that's been the most significant.
Have you had any mentors that have helped you along the way or here at Penn College?
Certainly. Veronica Music, our late, was an amazing woman, a master teacher. She was a provost with me for years, and I count her as one of my mentors. Senator Yaw, when I first was hired here, he was our counsel, our attorney, and he wasn't Senator Yaw, so he certainly helped me in the early days. The first time you get a lawsuit as a college president, you have a panic attack, and he walks you through the fact that it's not the world end and how to deal with it. Bob Dunham, our chair before, one of our board chairs before, was an incredible influence on me. A man by the name of Bob Bowers. Bob Bowers was a special assistant to the president for Dr. Bruder and math faculty member. He's the man who hired me in '77, and he's been a tremendous influence in all that time. And then the people I work with. I learn every day. I told the people at the all-college meeting, I hope I was teachable for all of these years.
You're a very familiar face at many community, charitable, and professional organizations in our area. Why do you think it's important to give of your time in this way?
Penn College is a significant part of our community, and we're the third or fourth largest employer, and we have a lot to offer in this community. We have world-class healthcare. We have 2 incredible colleges. But we have a responsibility then to make sure that we are active in the community. And I made it a promise the day I became president that we were going to rebuild the connections to the community and build the bridge. So I think it's important. I think Mike will do the same thing. we are part of Williamsport's success, and Williamsport is part of our success.
If you could tell yourself 50 years ago that you would be the president of a college, what would the reaction be? Do you think you would
I'd
have
laugh.
believed it?
I'd laugh. You know, I told someone yesterday, I applied for the job here in March of '77. And my sister was married that year and married to someone in the Air Force and went to England. They were stationed in England. So when I got the call was in September of '77. Now that's a long time to wait for a job. So my father called me and said, my mother called me in England and said, that place you applied, they want you to come for an interview. And I said, I'm not coming home early. If they didn't get to me from March till September, they'll wait. I mean, this was an incredible opportunity for me to be with my sister and her husband. So I came home and I went for the interview and I said, Dad, there's more deer than people. There's no mall. The banks close on Wednesday. Why do I want to go live in Williamsport? And he looked at me and he said, this is an incredible opportunity. So stay 5 years, and if you don't like it, leave. And I was just about ready to start a graduate program in Harrisburg. I thought, all right, I'll go. The rest is history. I wish you were here today to see it.
What's next for you?
Oh, I wish I had a good answer for that question. I'm still going to do my volunteer work. It's really important to me, probably a little bit more than that. Food insecurity is a big issue for me. I've never gone without food, and I can't imagine it, but I understand it, and we have a cupboard on campus for students, and that, if you would have asked me that 40 years ago, I would have said, seriously, no. But we have a cupboard on campus that have helped students stay in school. So that's a really important piece for me. I'm going to take a little break, catch up on some sleep, read some books for fun, do some traveling. I've already had a couple of people ask me if I want to work, and the answer is no, not right now. Maybe do some mentoring, maybe do some consulting, but I'm going to take a little break for a while.